Hey, what's up traders? Dave FX Hunter here with weekly Forex forecast for the 20th March 2021. So, as usual, let's start with the USD. So here is some quite interesting informations we're getting on the COT, and it's exactly that we actually are seeing that. Look at this, what the numbers happen on the USD. So USD is getting very really bullish, and for the first time after the 8 months we're getting the positive net positions, right? So it's quite good, it's looking good for the dollar. So what I'm thinking that could happen in this week is that probably we will be trading in the zone above these levels, right? So what happened in the previous week, we actually seen that it was ranging on the weekly open, then the market dipped below it on the FOMC release, and since then the price is growing higher. So I think that we will see this growth continue, and we will potentially see the higher levels in this week. Maybe we could attack this high, we will see. So definitely bullish for this week on the dollar. Let's continue with euro. Euro quite nice as well, actually. I had this week I've been trading the long trade from here with the targets around here, and I closed the trade before the FOMC because I wasn't been risking this volatility, and it worked out in the end, so I missed it anyway. So what happened on the euro? We are seeing this drop in the longs positions and the growth in the shorts positions. Net positions totally decreasing, right? So we are seeing that the overall exposure is dropping, and we are on the long side. Here is our average of the 13 weeks and 130 weeks. So we are below the average longs positions as well on the contracts. So it's definitely getting bearish for the euro. And if we check what's happening on the retail position side, so we can see that the retailers actually started to buying on this move, and we can see how is it growing, right? So from 45 to the 58% of the retail traders are in the longs. So that brings me to the thinking that these lows and these lows will be the targets for the market makers in this week, right? So there could be some potential small pullback into some liquidity zones, which could be above here. So that could be nice opportunity for taking a short from these levels, right? So this is definitely not exact the levels where I will be taking the trades, just as a projection. So the pullback and then the retracement, then the continuation down would be possible for this week. Next one is a pound. Looks very similar. So on the pound we can see that the banks actually dropping their longs positions from the 68 to the 55, which is quite significant change in the past 2 weeks. But we don't see any big growth in the longs positions, right? So what does it mean? Does it mean that it's bullish for the pound? Well, I don't think so, because look what the retail is doing. Retail is going from the 40 to the 57 on the long side, right? So the traders are actually buying. So where will be their stop losses? Where will be the money on these lows, right? So some pullbacks into the liquidity zone, which is this one is a beautiful one. Of course it would be perfect if we come in here, but I don't think it's too far, right, for the weekly move, right? So I think the pullback into here and short here could work very nicely. So I will be definitely looking for the short on the pound with the targets of these lows, right? So but be careful, because this can happen exactly on the beginning of the week, and if they make this low in here, then they can bring the price back, and then it could be ranging in here, right? So the banks actually, they don't need to make a big moves. They are making money in here as well, right? So after the breaking this low, it will attract a lot of people to the sell, or they will hunt these stop losses, right? So then the move doesn't have to continue. Next one will be Aussie. So very similar as well. Look at the Aussie. On the Aussie, we can see that actually the banks has closed quite some longs but they close the shorts as well, right? So it's around a 50-50. It's not doesn't look so bearish as a euro against the dollar. However, it's somehow the retail is it's there is a not clear trend. I mean, the dollar getting strong, but I don't think this one will be dropping so strong, right? As well, the Aussie has positive interest rates, if I remember well, with the NZD. So this one might not be so so strong for the potential drop. However, I think it would be bearish as well, because mostly when the dollar start to get strong, it ruins everything, right? So here is the Kiwi, and look at this big drop in the longs positions on the Kiwi, right? Minus 11k change, right? Remember, we've been 70% long. Right now we are 59. So even though it's showing us the bullish numbers, the green, the sentiment is changing from 70 to 59, which is actually below the average longs of the 13 previous weeks, right? So getting bearish, definitely. Look what happened with the retail, went from the 42, even from the 36 to the 54. So what does it mean if the retail longs positions growth from the 36 to the 54? There is a 9,000 average contracts for the longs on the retail side. There is of course much more, right? These data are not complete, but it's just part of it. However, the behavior of the retail is mostly the same. So as said, from the 36 to the 54 in this period. So what does it mean? The retail was buying in here. If they are buying in here, where will be the stop losses? Here and here. So I think these two levels will be the target for the next week. And where to enter? Well, in the liquidity zones, right? So well, I would be looking for the short probably in these two zones, right? If the one doesn't work, I will take the second one, right? Here is the USD franc. So what we are seeing here, very similar thing here, and here I'm sorry, this is actually not the data for the USD franc, but just for the Swiss franc, right? So it's somehow flipped, but on my website there's both, of course. So what we see, we are seeing the big drop. Actually, this is what was happening on the franc. They always bring the longs and then they close them, right? And right now, again, the big closing of the longs, which was reported in here, right? So in this period, the banks actually been focusing in here for the closing these 10k contracts. Look at this, 10k minus 9.7, so 9.7k. So it's 10k contracts they closed in here, right? So it doesn't look so bearish for me. And here as well on the FOMC, they dropped it where? Into the liquidity zone, into the zone which is below these two levels. So what is that? That is of course the liquidity, right? So I will be definitely looking for the long entry. You can see how they touched exactly into the liquidity. So I will be looking for the long entry on this pair for sure in this week. And I will be targeting this potential previous highs. So how it will looks like for me, of course, right? I will be looking to target in here, right? So something like this probably in here. Here will be my target. Okay, next one is USD JPY. So what we are seeing in here is that we can see some growth of the longs positions, right? So from the 38 to the 65 in the past month, and we can see the drop in the shorts, right? So it's getting bullish on the USD JPY. So most likely I think we will see the market will open with some gap probably, I hope in so, and then some potential growth could be here again, right? So this definitely still looks bullish for me, but I'm saying that it's bullish for the past 2 weeks. However, what we can see here is not any move, right? So maybe some dip lower and then potential move higher is very possible in here. Last one is a USD CAD. So what we see here is that the banks has been growing their longs positions slightly, but they still maintaining the shorts, right? So it's still around the 40%, slightly growing. You know, we can see here we've been minus 15, minus 8, now minus 9, minus 15, then it dropped again. So here is some positive data coming into it. And what is important on this one is basically this. Look how the retail was shorting, right? Just 16%, 17, and then when this dropped down, the shorts growth, right? And they're growing again now. So basically the retail is shorting in here. They expecting this continuation, and they are becoming right now, their average price, they becoming trapped in this level. And where is this happening as well? Is happening in the monthly levels, right? So what I will be looking for is definitely some long trades for this week. So I will be waiting for the pullback and then continuation up, right? So yeah, this is it, my friends, and I wish you happy trading. Bye bye.